Our feed is a specific and perfect feed for mares and foals because there's a high level of proteins and minerals. During the first 7 or 8 months of gestation, the fetus grows very slowly, approximately 0.2 pounds per day. So early pregnancy does not present much of a nutritional challenge to the mare. During the last 3–4 months of pregnancy, the unborn foals begins to grow and develop more rapidly. The fetus gains approximately 1 pound per day. This has a significant impact on the mare's nutritional requirements for protein, vitamins, and minerals. Due to the increasing size of the folds in the mare's body cavity, there is less room for the stomach. This means that food the mare consumes must be of the highest nutritional value. A good quality forage may be able to provide sufficient calories to maintain body condition of the mare. However, all the nutrients such as protein, vitamins, and minerals will be deficient. Research has shown that foal birth weight can be negatively affected when mares are not fed adequate protein during late gestation, even when the mares are maintained in a fleshy condition. Proper mineral nutrition of the mare in late gestation helps ensure that the foal receives an adequate supply of these important nutrients to use during their early growth stages. Around 3 months of age, mare's milk alone may not adequately meet the foal's nutritional needs. High-quality grains and forage should be added to the foal's diet. It is essential the ration be properly balanced for vitamins and minerals. Improper amounts of rations can lead to skeletal problems. Owners and managers should be careful not to overfeed foals since they can be detrimental to the foal's health and future athletic ability. Taking these factors into consideration, we can design a food that meets the nutritional requirements of the lactating mare and growing foal. In the next few minutes, we will explain how these nutrients are absorbed into the horse's body.
Equine digestion begins in the mouth where food is mechanically broken down. The teeth are responsible for the mechanical breakdown by grinding food until it is less than 2 mm in size when swallowed. Saliva is only produced when the horse is chewing, and it contains a slippery protein called mucin, which acts as a lubricant to aid passage of food down the esophagus to the stomach. The horse's stomach is quite small relative to their size. This reflects the little and often rule of feeding, as the stomach is unable to store large amounts of food for longer than 20 minutes. The stomach consists of a glandular and non-glandular region separated by the margo plicatus. The glandular stomach secretes hydrochloric acid and the enzyme pepsin. The acids are secreted continuously regardless of whether the horse has food in its stomach or not, which may increase the prevalence of gastric ulcers. They initiate the process of protein breakdown into amino acids. The chyme from the stomach moves to the small intestine where it becomes more alkaline. The small intestine is still relatively small compared with the large size of the horse. Here the bulk of readily soluble carbohydrates, such as starch and sugars, are broken down to simple sugars, such as glucose. This is known as the glycemic response. Glucose can then cross the small intestine wall and pass into the bloodstream. Vitamins A, D, E, and K are also absorbed here, as well as some minerals. Breakdown of fats and proteins starts in the jejunum. Bile salts and lipase flow continually from the liver and emulsify the fats. This allows them to be mixed with water and form chylomicra. These chylomicra then cross the walls of the small intestine and are collected in the lymphatic system. They enter the bloodstream via the lymph nodes in the neck after filtration. The secretion of pancreatic enzymes into the GI tract continues the process of protein breakdown. Proteins are broken down into polypeptides, which can be absorbed across the cell walls of the small intestine and into the bloodstream. These polypeptides are stored in the liver for use later in production of important proteins or are used by other tissues. The large intestine consists of a cecum, colons, and rectum. By the time the digester reaches the hindgut, most of the soluble portions have been removed. In the cecum, there is a large population of microbes, which begins bacterial fermentation. This fermentation produces volatile fatty acids as a byproduct. These volatile fatty acids are called acetate, biurate, and propionate. These fatty acids enter the metabolism of the body as a source of fat. They are absorbed through the walls of the cecum and are transported to the liver. They are valuable sources of slow-release energy for the horse. Anything else that hasn't been digested in the small intestine will also undergo bacterial fermentation in the hindgut. The walls of the colon are also able to absorb some volatile fatty acids and some water-soluble vitamins. In the small colon and rectum, 90% of water is absorbed from the digester, and fecal balls are formed prior to expulsion.
Individual proteins are made up of approximately 20 amino acids. These consist of 10 essential and 10 non-essential. Essential amino acids are required to be provided in the diet of the horse, as the horse cannot get them from anywhere else. Non-essential amino acids can be synthesized by the horse. Different types of proteins consist of long chains of amino acids that are linked together in different configurations. These different configurations help to identify the type of protein. Protein is key to the animal as it aids in building and repair of tissues, defense of cells, signaling in cells, enzyme production, aid in transport. A major type of protein is a structural protein. These are essential in muscle, collagen, cartilage, hair, and hooves. Proteins are absorbed mainly in the small intestine. Horses are unable to store excess protein. Horses that require additional good quality protein are mares in the last trimester of pregnancy, lactating mares, young growing foals, and older horses. If additional protein isn't fed, this can lead to fetal loss, decrease in milk production in the lactating mare, loss of muscle, and poor hoof growth. Fats and oils can also be referred to as lipids. Fatty acids are the basic building blocks of all lipids. Each lipid is a complex mixture of different fatty acids. Lipids combine to make triglycerides. Fatty acids can be described as saturated fatty acids, monosaturated fatty acids, and polyunsaturated fatty acids. Just like amino acids, there are non-essential fatty acids and essential fatty acids. The non-essential fatty acids can be synthesized by the horse. Essential fatty acids must be given in the feed. The two essential fatty acids are omega-3 and omega-6. Omega-3 is an anti-inflammatory, and omega-6 is used to increase inflammation, but it also has a role to play in the immune system. Fats and oils are digested in the small intestine. Bile salts emulsify fat droplets. Gastric lipase acts on short-chain and medium-chain fatty acids in triglycerides. Long-chain fatty acids enter the lymphatic system. Fats and oils are used in the horse for energy. Fatty acids undergo oxidation and enter the Krebs cycle. This is an aerobic metabolism. During exercise, ATP is generated from the breakdown of glucose, fatty acids, and amino acids. Along with increased energy, the benefits of feeding fats and oils are reduced thermal load, reduced work of ingestion, reduced gut feel, better behaviour, reduced stress, and are calmer horses. Fats and oils have been shown to be safer energy sources. Our feed has 4% oils in it, helping the mare gain the extra energy required for the final trimester and whilst nursing her new foal. Carbohydrates come in two forms: complex carbohydrates and simple carbohydrates. Complex carbohydrates are the fibre and simple carbohydrates are the sugars and starches. Carbohydrates are identified by the amount of molecules, monosaccharides, disaccharides, and polysaccharides. Simple carbohydrates are monosaccharides and disaccharides. These only have 1 unit of sugar, so are easily digested. Simple carbohydrates are a quick source of energy for the horse, sometimes known as fast release. Another simple carbohydrate is starch, which is a polysaccharide. As there are many sugars joined together, complex carbohydrates are harder to digest. The polysaccharide chains have to be broken down by enzymes before they can be digested. This happens in the small intestine. Complex carbohydrates, known as fibre, are structural polysaccharides. Enzymes cannot break down the bonds in the chain. These need to be broken down by microbial digestion in the hindgut, mainly in the cecum. Fibre is found in plants and should make up at least 50% of the horse's diet. As fibre is digested by microbial fermentation, it produces volatile fatty acids, which are metabolized for energy. Our food has 9% fibre content, meaning you would be advised to feed it alongside another fibrous food.
Brood mares require additional nutrients within their diet to ensure healthy growth and development of the foal. Our feed should be fed in addition to forage to counteract any deficiencies, and should be altered throughout the various stages of pregnancy to ensure the mare's nutritional requirements are met. It contains 15% protein, which when compared to the figures of the National Research Council, it equates to a high level to optimise health. Similarly, our feed contains many vitamins and minerals, such as vitamin E and selenium, which act as antioxidants, as well as supporting health and well-being, and phosphorus, which is required for bone development and energy transfer. Growth of the fetus begins from the point of conception and gradually accelerates, meaning the most rapid development phase occurs during the final trimester of pregnancy. Within the first 6 months of pregnancy, the mare's diet will not require any dietary changes. As the pregnancy progresses, the calorie intake of the mare will be required to increase to maintain more condition and support the growth of the fetus. During the final trimester, when the growth is most rapid, the mare's appetite may decrease because there's less space available for her digestive system due to the size of the foal. Her feed should be divided into smaller portions and fed more regularly throughout the day to ensure she still receives comfortable, vital nutrition. We would recommend to feed a high oil supplement alongside our feed to allow nutrients and calories to be delivered in smaller volumes. If the final trimester falls in the spring, the change in nutritional values within the grass must be considered, because too much protein can cause health problems such as increased digestive disturbances due to urea entering the gut. Similarly, if the mare is due to foal in the winter, forage won't contain high levels of nutrients, which could affect milk production. After foaling, the mare's energy requirements will increase by as much as 44%. And nutrients such as protein, calcium, phosphorus, and vitamin A will be required in large amounts. Within the first 3 months, the mare will give up 3% of her body weight in milk production. It's vital that at this stage for the mare to receive adequate nutrition, otherwise the weight will be lost and deficiencies will occur. However good the grass quality is, it won't supply all the vitamins and minerals that the mare needs, so she will need additional feed throughout this period also. Research suggests that for the first 3 weeks, milk and grass isn't necessarily an adequate diet for a foal. Because of this, the foal utilises mineral stores. This is why good nutritional milk is essential. When weaned on quality grass, youngsters may require our feed to complement forage to optimise growth and development.
Our stud cubes are popular among breeders, especially those who have a larger group of mares of young stock, as they can easily be fed on the ground. They are also useful for horses with a limited appetite, as their energy density means that a smaller volume will deliver the required energy and supporting nutrients while reducing the risk of overloading the horse's digestive system. Small frequent digestible meals are the key to reducing excessive glycemic response and avoiding starch overload. These cubes contain all the essential nutrients to maintain happy, healthy mares and foals.